hello again. Well, hello again, friends. Ooh, yep, cool. Sorry, I was just sorting my levels out there. Hello again, friends, and welcome to another live stream. This time for some line flying, and we are back with Ryanair. We are going from Brussels South, which is Charleroi, down to. Good question. Where are we going? It is listed something slightly different on the charts. Rodez in France. Anyway, it's a pretty small little regional airport, and I think it's going to be quite interesting. It's a Ryanair destination. There's a couple of controllers from VAT France on from 1900 Zulu, so we should get down there in about an hour, right in the middle of their coverage. And this was one of the airports that they had open. I think one of the other one might have been Toulouse, and I thought, why not go somewhere really quite small? They're going to have approach and tower for what is effectively a very short runway. If I have a look at the charts, the arrival runway is 6,700 feet long, and you have to backtrack because the terminal's right in the middle, so it should be quite cool. So, without further ado, thankfully runway 24 is just behind us, and that looks like what we're going to be using. Let's hop into the jet, get fired up, and get planning, get on our way, and see if anybody else is heading there. I'll tell you what I can do, I can have a look. VATSIM map. 7 Delta X-ray off to a Foxtrot Charlie Romeo. So Toulouse is online, and there we go, Lima Foxtrot Charlie Romeo, right down in the middle of France. I have no idea what it's near, and look at it, it looks proper, quiet regional backwater airport. So let's go check it out. Anyway, here we are. We're going to need some ground power, so we can pop that on. We are certainly going to set the payload before I forget. So packs wise, we are 164. Relatively heavy load. Got 2 tons of cargo, so let's put 2 tons in the rear hold and 12 in the front hold, see what that does. 22, that'll do, give or take. Happy with that. Fuel will do in a minute. Hello Entity. So it's this particular show on the road. Battery can come on. Emergency exit lights. As always, this is not the full cold and dark, this is just what will get you going. Lights are on steady. AC power can come on. Get the IRSs aligning. 8 minutes, we're that bit further south today, so notice that as you get closer to the equator it'll be quicker. Further away from the equator it will get to a lot longer, until I think it becomes like 0 at the North Pole. I have updated, this is 0.5, I didn't put it in the description. It was a little bit of a rush to get everything ready in time. We can leave the pumps off. Power's fine, cabin utils on, IFE's on, belts are all off, igniter's right, diff pressure's 0, pumps on. Test the window heats. They are now on. Trim air. Cabin, you can see it's probably going to be quite warm, 24, 25 degrees. So our cruise 330 today. And if you have a look at the landing altitude, it's 1,909 feet, so pretty high airport. Sorry, I just turned the mic off there while I sneezed. So, that's the initial overhead done. Happy with that. The departures here I think are 4,000, so I'm going to set that there. We'll set the rest up in a moment. Auto brake RTO, test, light goes off. Hydraulic pressure we have. Lights we have on. Radios we have set up, transponders on 2,000. So that's our initial scan done. Let's think about what fuel we need. So it is VATSIM and it is a small airport which could get particularly busy, so I've added half an hour reserve fuel. Equally, I could have some terrible approaches like we did at Nice, and end up having to hold for ages. Our alternate fuel to Charles de Gaulle, which I think may have coverage tonight, and I'm going to ask for 8.4. Actually, no. Let's stick with 8326 because our taxi is going to be short. We're not going to get that extra 100, so that 70 there will probably go and make that 8.4 anyway. So 826. See if our Flemish tanker driver can fill us up accurately today. We are getting fueled up. Now we've got about 20 minutes to go. So looks alright from the outside. There was 2 Ryanair jets here, they've gone now. But there is VATSIM coverage. So we don't have ATIS for here. Brussels International does. MC METAR. So I've just got the weather off of Xpilot just because it's easier. 1820 Zulu. An automatic report 340 at 9 knots. Variable between 310 020. Cav OK. 23 degrees. Dew point of 8. QNH 1014. Cav OK meaning visibility greater than 10 kilometers. No clouds below 5,000 feet or sector MSA, whichever is higher. No CBs or TCUs at any height. And no significant vicinity aerodrome. Good. I think I have remembered that. I'm going through it every time I see it. 1014 is set. And I've got centre. Approach. I don't know if approach covers us. Let's ask. So I'm just going to send them a message. So from the charts, I've got a few of the briefing charts up, and I'll just read them out. They've got noise preferential runway system for noise abatement 24 is dry, and the crosswind or tailwind component does not receive is less than 10 knots crosswind and less than knots tailwind. Runway 24 will be assigned if it's dry. When it's wet, it's a maximum tailwind of 5 knots. So let's call up and get our departure clearance. Get the punters on board. Brussels Control, good evening, Ryanair 7 Delta X-ray.
7 Delta X-ray, Brussels, go ahead.
And 7 Delta X-ray is a 737 on the ground at Charleroi. QNH 1014, request departure clearance to Lima Foxtrot Charlie Romeo.
7 Delta X-ray, clear to destination EVGA-4, Yankee departure, runway 24, initial climb is 4,000 feet, to squawk 7125.
Cleared destination via Chevreuse 4, Yankee departure, runway 24. Initial climb altitude 4,000 feet, squawk 7125, Ryanair 7 Delta X-ray.
7 Delta X-ray, headback is correct, service approved, report heading for bush.
Title approved, Wilco, Ryanair 7 Delta X-ray.
Hotel Mike Zulu is airborne. Hotel Mike Zulu identified, flight level 190. Climbing flight level 190, Hotel Mike Zulu. Reserve for Tango Delta, Manasseh Unicom 122.8, bye-bye.
125 set. Now some of the charts here, they talk about transponder use as well, so airport briefing. So we've done the noise preferential runway 24, we've been given it anyway, so I can go to that chart, but that's useful to know if you are flying offline. Noise abatement, take off to 2100, and the airport elevation 600, so that's 1500. 1500 is climb, then 3000, so it's an ADAP 2.
Air France first to the Gulf, it's going to be another 2 minutes.
so we can plumb that in a minute.
Hotel Mike Zulu flight heading 180. Heading 180, Hotel Mike Zulu.
So nav data is correct. Still fueling. We're at Echo Bravo Charlie India. On stand 5-2. I did forget to tell him that.
European 1797 3000 feet, Canadian 1014. Can I repeat that, Ethiopian 79?
I'm just going to mute them for a bit, he's not going to call us for anything. So stand 5 to put in, doesn't matter, GPS left to the IRS position, route, Lima, Foxtrot, Charlie Romeo, 7 Delta X-ray, and it's a bit of a long route. Here, there we go, I'm not going to type all of that in, so LFCR01 has been exported. Look at my quick and dirty tutorial if you want to see how to do that. So that is, Civ is Chivers, and pronunciation, November 872 MEDIL, Upper November 872 KOVIN, however you want to pronounce it, or KOVIN, that's a bit too close. Upper Mike 728, KUKOR, Upper Tango 182, MEN, what's the name of that VOR? The 6 Mike, enter runway 31, that's the only ILS runway, both have got RMPs though, so let's see what we get given. Definitely want to be into wind, we'll see why a little bit later we can activate that route. Oh, there was no ding. Ding. That's gone. 437. Just double check that. Yep, close enough, isn't it? Performance wise, 0 fuel, 58.2, bang on. You've got a lot of fuel for an hour's flight. I suppose the alternate's quite far. Trip and taxi 3158, call it 3.2 tons. Reserves, you can see, are phenomenal. So round up 3.8, rounding in 3.9. Does seem a bit excessive. Maybe we should have picked somewhere else. Maybe we could dispense with the 30 minutes. Never mind. Like I say, it was done in a bit of a rush. 330 is our cruise. Top climb wind 2.5 knots, and the ISA deviation is +6. Execute, and we can do the takeoffs. So 340 and 9. It's 1500 for the thrust reduction, which we've got set, and 3000 for the acceleration. That's runway 24. It's the 4 Yankee, which we will check in a moment. I know I'm doing this a little bit backwards. Takeoff performance-wise, I think we will be a little bit heavy, so I'm going to call it 66400 and then recalculate. It's a full power takeoff with a stop margin of 439 meters. Minimum flap on the right window is 1700. Get there in the end. Full power, no D-rate, flap 5. So flap 5 it is. 4.9, 4.75 on the trip. Out there. Let's check the throttles. Takeoff config works. Now I've got V speeds 136, 140, 147. They are within 1 knot, so you could technically go with those. 148. Set. We have been cleared. So none on the takeoff performance. Got the weather. Else looks alright. Got about 10 minutes before off blocks, and we'll be quite early. Well, we'll be slightly early because we've got 15 minutes taxi time planned in, which we are likely not going to use. So let's have a look at the chart. I'll do it on here. I talked about the airport charts that I read through. So another one, use of Mode S transponders. Pilots shall select transponder or the equivalent, auto if available, not off or standby, and the assigned code. So that's for Mode S. So I always pop these on out off, and actually out off should be okay, but actually they should be able to be left on Mode S transponders because they have a ground switch which should turn them off. So just reading through this, it doesn't say anything. Just the mode alpha code. Cool, okay, so nothing different there. We talked about the departure and the noise abatement and the accelerations, and we've done that. So we need our parking stands, and 10.9 P, that one. Oh, there's an aeroplane in the sky I can see out my window. There's the airport. We can have a look at departure. There's the Yankee. Should be all the charts we need. So we'll set this one up first. There's the Gosley VOR. It's going to be 245. So that's going to be our initial 115, 7, 13, 2. We're going to be 301 inbound. So this one here, which is co-located, that looks like a VATSIM. Switch tuned and indented, ports can come on. So 245 we want. And from the airport chart, you'll see it's 244 runway heading. And that is that for takeoff. Simple as. So we're going to push, use a full length of 24. Departure is effectively straight ahead. Does it give us anything about no turns below a certain out? No, so we can go with whatever the SOP is, which for Ryanair I don't actually know what it is. Clearly 500 feet. The aerodrome is 600, so 500 feet, no turns. And we'll track 245 outbound. Charlie India 00. Being dense. Definitely the 4 Yankee departure. 4 Yankee. That looked like. Interesting. Looks like the right point. We are going to go to 60 ME and then intercept. Intercept 245 to 60 ME, turn right, intercept 121 inbound. So we can do that, we can double check that, just because that looks odd, but you can see that it is intercepting correctly. It is intercepting the departure correctly. So, strange, but happy. So, aeroplane is fueled, and we have We've got less than 500 in the sense tanks, so we're not going to put the sense tanks on to start with. We've got 3910, 2 lots of that, plus 420. Gives us 8240, which is actually a little bit less than what we asked for. Those damned Belgians. Anyway, let's get the airplane secure. Get one of the pumps on, get rid of this one. And we can start up the APU, switch on to start. 1, 2, 3. Wait for that to fire up. Start cooling the cabin down without getting pushed back. Like I say, we can push back on time. We'll still be relatively early. If it takes more than about 5 minutes to taxi, I'll be surprised. I don't know which way we can push. We can go either way, to be honest. It would make more sense if we push to face northeast. When you look at that. 5-2, push and then go out that way, but whatever. Do as we are told. The APU is on the bus. Fleet's open. Is on its way. Flight director, master my side goes on. Can get the door shut. I'm not going to make the same mistake I've made before.
Run to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
Ask that chap to come and connect. We'll go whichever way we are told. So we've got about an hour and 11 minutes flight time. What's the wind doing? 313, so we've got about 20 knot headwind, okay, so it's not that bad, but the virtual Rhino gave a, they gave a time of 55 minutes, which
okay, all doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect.
I didn't think was the block time, but looks like it was the flight time, but even then, it seemed a little bit of an underestimate. So, I think we are pretty much ready. Oh, listen. Oh, it's gone. Oh well, back on Unicom. Brussels traffic. Ryanair 7 Delta X-ray, stand at 5-2, shallow up, push and start, face northeast. Self-cleared. We're going to set score. Pumps on. Anti-collision can come on. We can, of course, disconnect those. We'll wait until the door cabin is secure. Belts. Rusty flying wheels and other types of aircraft.
Run to cockpit, please show me where you want to go.
That seems sensible enough, doesn't it? Something like that.
tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Brake off.
Starting pushback and you may start engines.
It's 80:58. Got 8230 tons of fuel on board, which could turn into a disaster online. I'm not going to start up just yet. It's not the shortest push, but it's long enough. Oh, actually, who cares? To burn some extra fuel. So let's get engine number 2 started. You can see no config warning with the pumps off. That was full, we'd have a problem. In that it would tell us config issue. Anyway, we've got oil pressure, got N2, fuel on. Start to cut out, the shadows are looking better, still a bit aliased. Engine number 2, 2, 4, 6 stable. Start engine number 1. So keep an eye on the oil pressure and the N2.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Your brakes on, brakes set. Oil pressure.
Disconnecting tow.
Max
Stand
motoring
by.
on 25%. Fuel on.
Welcome on board this vRYR flight. May we have your attention while we point out some of the safety features on this Boeing 737-800 aircraft. Please bring your headphones during this demonstration. There are 8 emergency exits.
Disconnect.
Marked with a red exit sign. Toolpath markers
Yeah, we've
along
got
the
2,
cabin aisle.
4, 6 and 3, 2 stable engines. Let's just wait until it has disconnected. It'll be 19 something when we depart.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand-signal of the left. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Good, it says we've got 3 people watching. One of them is clearly Entity, but if anyone else is watching, please say hi. I should probably say thank you to a couple of new subscribers while we're just waiting for this guy. YouTube, so let's refresh the email because I do get a notification. There is the pin. So, Gimming has subscribed. Thank you very much. The other one that had was Rick Pilot, I assume. So, thank you to you both for the subscription. And want to get notified of anything I do, please hit that sub button. Enjoy it. Please hit the likes. Anyway, before taxi or after start flow. Reverse C on the packs. We've seen the pin, so we can go to flap 5. Should be a nice dusk flight with Ortho as well. Had issues coming in here before with dodgy textures. Don't get me started on that again though. Flight controls, full forwards, full aft, full left, full right, full left rudder, full right rudder. Trim set, recalls checked before taxi, checklist. So generators on, PU off, start switches, both continuous, anti-ice not required, probeats are on. You've got PAX auto, bleeds on, isolation valve, auto, flap, 5 required, 5 set, green light. Stab trim, 4.75 required, approximately that set. 2 idle D10 on the engines, start levers, flight controls checked, recalls checked, we are ready to taxi now. Still nobody online. The next we'll speak to is probably 12501, which is something French, I'm not sure which French centre, but the one that we want. Brussels traffic, Ryanair 7 Delta X-ray, taxiing via Mike 5, November 5 to hold short runway 24. So, self-cleared. See if my views work again now. Clear left, clear right. Lights on. Brakes off. Configs checked. Let's get the radar on. Auto throttle. On now. Terrain. And 4,000 is a pretty low stop height, so we're going to go second right along here. Secure because we'll go straight on arrival. Be quick on the pan.
Okay, the cabin is secured. Have a good flight.
Outside. All right. Oh, wrong way. No. Bit of skiddage. Looks a little bit unrealistic from outside, doesn't it? So November 5 is the hold. Self-clear ourselves for takeoff. See anything on TCAS, 475, 475, 148, 148. Brussels traffic, Ryanair 7 Delta X-ray, lining up, taking off, runway 24, shivers, 4 Yankee departure. So we'd have a good old look, you can't really move your head around in this. Cheap outside, down there it's VATSIM, so check the other end just in case there's some crazies about.
Approaching 2-4.
A bit quick. We've got 400 meters stop margin, so we don't have to worry too much about lining up. Huge penalty for line up.
On runway 24.
We're on the runway, we've got 420. 60. 70. 40%, get the engine stable. Power. Toga. Time. Keeping the airplane straight with rudder. Forward pressure on the controls. Until 80 knots. Keep your hand on the throttle. 80 knots. Checked. Neutralize control column.
V1. Rotate.
A lot of that runway.
Positive rate.
It's sluggish there. Pitch up 15 degrees. You're up. So the flight directors, that was just me being a bit lazy there.
400.
So no pressure on the control. Command A. Back in the 7-3 rig, yeah.
1000.
And, oh hello. It's the airplane hunting a little bit. I have a feeling it's going to be active sky that's causing that. That variable wind there makes it relatively turbulent. It produces unnecessary and unrealistic turbulence, that variability, which then causes the airplane to hunt as it is doing now. Although it's not too bad, it's pretty spaced out.
1000 to go.
So let's just set
1000 to
3-3.
go.
Standard. There's the aeroplane accelerating. 3000, that's fine. Above V2 plus 20, flap 1. We're accelerating. A little bit sluggish there. Aeroplane trimming, passing flap 1, flap up. Lovely scenery. Lovely example, there's a textbook cloverleaf junction there. Looking nice. Passing flap up, flaps are up. Water brake off, gear up and off. Get the retracts up. Save that percent fuel burn. Set those. It's not bumpy, crew can go. And if we have a look, where is this set? Aeroplane is clearly pressurising. So that was 6 DME and we started the turn. See how easy it is to get a little bit behind things, doing checks, etc. So I didn't manage to miss that, but the aeroplane was turning, so I'm happy it's doing this departure correctly. Of course it's all well and good when it's doing it, it's just if you have to take over and do it yourself, especially with VATSIM, it can be challenging. Yeah, so shoulder goal approach is on. Shortcuts. A little bit twitchy. But some nice ortho. Nice bit of dusk flying. Is that road? Yes. Mid farms. I need to get the extended lights back on to stop that popping. Those Vulcans. Sorted itself out. Do that again. So it looks much better when you've got those roads stretching out as far as the eye can see. Anyway, approaching flight level 100, all the lights can come off. Aeroplane's accelerating, that's a bit aggressive. It is again pressurising. It's twitching about a bit. Too bumpy, we can release the self-loading fleet on our way. Bit of drift. Some really nice scenery as well. So there's a bit of a steep turn here. And a minute, little bits of cloud. It's quite cool. Whatever that is, road, railway line, canals. They definitely look like canals rather than rivers. Nice. Ideal this is down here. Pretty good. It's clearly a big railway station. That could be like Lille. No idea where we are. That probably is Lille, isn't it? Because having been there on the Eurostar, that's a big interchange. Trains to Belgium, and it's got good road links as well. And is there a stadium there? Should be paying more attention to the airplane actually. Yes. No. No, can't be Lille, can it? Because we're still in Belgium. Shows what I know. I will shut up and just enjoy the view. They've got some very textbook road junctions. Anyway, I think the scenery looks pretty good. decent photo. It's just nice to hear external sounds that sound externally. Not that I'm criticising them. Very good, very free SR22. Anyway, that is us on our way, so shivers. To check that out on the check it out on Google Earth, figure out what that's about. So I guess it's Bordeaux Centre. Bordeaux's open. What's an LFCR? Oh, that might be fun. Toulouse. Anyway, have a look on the radar. There's quite a few on. Parts of 200. Another time for another 10 check. We all sound to be quiet all the way down, but hey, it's going to be fun. 7 departures from Bordeaux. 3 arrivals, 1 MD82, 1 738, and another 738. SAS, the 738, is closer, so passing 200, we have got diff 6.5, cabin's climbing at 500. Pop all the fuel pumps on, so we use that up and climb. Just to empty those tanks out. Cirrus. And as per Ryanair SOP, QNH 1014 on arrival, so that's not where, there we go, 1014. Should still be set there, yes. But why Belgium? I don't know where the border is. Borders don't really exist though, do they? Figments of our imagination. So yeah, hi guys, and thanks for joining as always. Feel free to ask some questions. We can have a look at the charts. Think about our arrival at EBCI elevation, 1,910 feet. Now those the frequencies. Don't know. When I say are those real frequencies, I think those are the real frequencies. I meant are those the VATSIM frequencies? I can't see yet, so don't look. 2537. Why does it say? Oh yeah, 370 because it's VATS. Yeah. There's approach and there is ATIS, but there's no frequency. Anyway, what a beautiful day. Look at the weather. Look at the charts. Plumb the arrival in. Expect we're going to get. Oh, great. It's, as far as I'm aware, bearing in mind, don't forget, I'm not type rated, it is always 15 degrees. And initially it's 15 degrees. Should hold the correct speed, and then you can follow the flight directors. If you're very light, it might go over 20. You don't go over 20. So, yeah, 15 degrees. And if you end up with an engine failure, I know I haven't tried this, but it should then command V2 exactly, which which leads to a little drop, which is probably like 10 degrees single engine. But I can probably ask a mate of mine who will know more. But yes, unlike like piston engine aeroplanes that have best angle or best rate, just going straight on to 15 degrees for takeoff to get the ground clearance. Should have flown that manually, to be honest. Doing good practice. I've been out flying today anyway. Should do some VFR trips in the 737. It would be fun. These little wind turbines. Stutter there. See the aeroplane hunting about there just by watching. Was that just a weather change? So 300, we're starting to use the fuel up in the centre tank. 210. Got 330 set once, set twice, didn't do that earlier, 3 times. Diffs approaching 7.7. Cabin is about 5.5 and climbing gradually. Wait for these to stay on. That wasn't it. Nope. Right now. Right. Use that final 10 kilos up. Now they're on. Caution fuel. Pumps off. Cautions. A bit further to go. Cruising will be going pretty much over Paris. Just have a look at the en route chart. We'll be going pretty much straight over the top of Charles de Gaulle and going down, joining from Resmi. The airways going south. And VOR.
1,000 to go.
I'll set these and we'll talk about why a bit. There is an NDB 302. Quick to do that one. And we're waiting for MEN 1153. Not correct yet. There's 300, this little turn. And you can see this is the cluster of airports around Paris here. Haven't been to Ryanair's Paris one yet. Beauvais, which is basically Calais. I'm sure we haven't got that. Zurich's online. Swiss Control, Charles de Gaulle's open, Essex, Gatwick, Frankfurt. Busy old night on VATSIM. So the initial approach fix is Romeo Oscar Mike. We've just tuned. It's not a particularly complex arrival to get into this airport. shot of gore. Can't see anything. Looks relatively quiet to me. I've been in it once or twice. Strange sunflower type terminal. See much in the way of aeroplanes, but then again I suppose they might be just out of range for displaying. Frame rates are holding up, considering all things considered. They're pretty well by turning things back up a bit as we go on Vulcan again, if we ever go on Vulcan. So let's have a look at the charts. So the arrival that we've got, there are not many. We are going via MET, so it can only be is, we can have a look and see what the difference is between the two, but we are expecting 6 miles. The difference, why it's to load as well. Just playing up a little bit earlier. Thankfully I've got the 6 mic. That's not right. Oh, there we go. What is the difference? Okay, just differences for the approach fixes for the runway. So we'll keep both of these up because of course we're expecting 3-1 forecast winds at Evian. Auto at 1800 was 260 at 7 with tempo scattered, tower incubators at 4000 between 18 and 18, so that is there. Variable 3 knots KUKOR. So there's not really much difference between them. We're going to be coming along and going past them anyway. So it's either a case of do that, go to that one, come in, do that, go to that one, come in. Romeo Oscar is tuned, I suppose 387 we can get tuned, just in case. So we've got it available on both, with the ILS DME from the other end, so you can always use the DME of that. For your AIRBORNE, and it looks like it's giving DME distances for some of these bits, and that's in the DME arc. We look at the approaches. There's not much on the airport charts because it's a small airport. Approach-wise, you can see ILS 31 RMP 383. So I don't pop that one up. Have a look at that one. Airport and parking. We've pretty much covered every base that we should need. You can see the parking is, well, limited. We would expect to be given stand 1 or 2 because we're big. Apron A is reserved for birds. I think 7.3 is about 33 meters. See, scheduled commercial, yep, so that's us. Those are still quite big though for Apron A. I suppose they just have different stands there and we can't occupy them all at the same time. You can see one taxiway that leads onto one runway. Lighting only from one end. So that explains it. Once it gets dark, then we are going to need runway 31, obviously. And we're going to need it all the way to the end. And fledgling fence, reserve, half turn must be carried out. Turning pads at the ends only, so for that. I'll have to line up for one-way Charlie. taxiway Charlie. Now it says turning pads at the end, so there's one there, but I guess it just means that one is there. See, there's the RMPs. I'm not quite sure if that is coincident. So we have a look at the RMP for this one. No, that's just the ILS with the hold. Different arrival. Look at the stars. Stop looking at that and look outside as well. Yeah, we can't really do much apart from that, so it's a case of trying to match up what we've got. Oh no, sorry, I am being dense, so there is Ogolo. There's 17 DME, so does that match up? There's Ogolo, so you could get given those points, and that does jumps in 204. That doesn't match up, but you'd at least get to that initial approach fix, and you can do the on and inbound from there. So, got an idea. I think tune the ILS 075. Tune that already because we've got the VO on tune, which still hasn't kicked in yet. Have a look outside a little bit. France and Paris. Look, what I'm going to do is pop the arrival in. I think that's what I'm going to get. So, 6 bike. Potentially flight path angle. We'll see what we get given. But that will at least. It's not much, is it? 235 kilo, which is the 11th. Where's that? Zero 717 back 17. So because it's being measured from there, 090 is about there, 070, that makes sense. So that's just a straight in arrival. Go with that for the time being. There's no restrictions on it. Altitude wise, you've got minimum outs for each of the legs. Transition altitude is 6,000, 1014. That's going to give us 70, so we'll pop in the descent forecast. Zero. 200. Flight level 100. Probably what we expect, or might go down ever so slightly, in which case that will drop by 500. It's 13. 2. Common ascent 1954, 20 minutes, 156 miles. Have somebody to talk to. Looks like there's a fair old bit of traffic inbound to Bordeaux, which has got some coverage. Some GA traffic, looks like they are using them. Departures 3, arrivals 3 ATC. It says there's ATIS, but isn't. So, for the arrival, I suppose we could try the RMP, we'll see what we can give them. 235. Still haven't switched over yet, but we have range of that at the moment. And if we do get given RMS, we get the, well that makes sense, doesn't it? We get the pressure, game over. I think it's still vital. Not vital, straight in there. And that's the end is how far. Change that. As far as that, 6-7 miles. So actually going to work. 6 Mike on 6 Delta. 6 Mike direct. In which case, I'm going to have a look at this. So, there's the other one. There we are about. There's the second point. Corresponds to that one. Step, and then it turns into a mess. So do we think we'll get that, or do we think we'll connect it off? We change this. We can see what we get. Also a mess. Oh no, because we've got the 6 Mike, not the 6 Delta. So I think we're going to have to wait and figure it out. But we can always fix that glitch by putting in a few custom waypoints. So we definitely know it's going to be a mess. See what we 3-1 fix. It should be cab okay. 4 miles. 10 miles if we start getting back to around 30 for situational awareness. So quite important to have that 10-mile ring in, because obviously if we do end up getting direct and just coming on to a 5-6 mile final, that is quite time we need to be from the point by that point anyway. Just maybe we can try and tidy it up and just see what that comes out like. Doing that. There you go, that's sort of what we would expect. It could actually work, but it's a bit late in the day to be manoeuvring there. Definitely need to be thinking about being that starts to turn into a more precision approach, trying to find that lane. Not much room for error. 4 miles gear down, flat 15, in from the chart, 4 miles. to intercept the glide at that point could be a little bit sketchy. We'll see. Could work out. Could end up vectoring us something very similar. Could end up just flying that essentially visually, a bit of guidance. Oh. Anyway, just some thoughts for the arrival. Time to send some over there, so bearing in mind that we've got a very, very tight arrival, something we'll have to think about if we start getting vectored around it. Once we're on profile, there's not a lot of margin for error. So we're going to quick pee break, and I hope to see you guys again in a few short minutes. So one thing we can do is, because this is probably the shortest approach we will even contemplate getting, we can do the landing performance based on it, because if we fly for any longer, we'll expect to burn a bit more fuel. So 0.8 is what we're going to burn. That brings us to 64.3. 0.8 off that gives us 63.5. 308. Is the course, so it's performance landing. So 3-1, probably going to need to be flat 40. Do need to do. Let's get ATIS LFCR. Still not in range just yet. So I'll do dot metal. It is 1930 on that hold. Automatic 230 10k. Air and cumulus about. So there's some energy in the atmosphere. 20. 2.11, 12, 4, becoming no significant clouds. So is essentially one knot headwind. Crosswind. About 20 degrees. 014. I think we're going to be 63.5. Watch this. Oh, I thought we brake max. But it looks like we can get away with 3. Which is interesting. So 63.5. And we're getting ref 3944. Yeah, that matches up with flat 40. Wait 316. Next manual, okay, slightly different figures from AppSoft. But I think 3 should be reasonable, with a little bit of margin for error, and we can let's go to max manual. You can see the difference between the two. Max manual, huge amount of difference. Of course, it's going to be idle reverse, even with max auto brake. A dry runway commands a deceleration rate. It's very max manual auto brake with thrust reversal. A big difference. So. 3 it is. If we do get the ILS, see 200 feet at a decision altitude of, let's just bring up the 2,093 feet. Pretty high RVRs and everything. It's only Cat 1. Now if we do our little shortcut approach, which is direct to Beacon and in, there is no terrain this side to worry about. So for the approach, we're not too concerned. Once we start going out this way, we have to really pay attention to what we're doing. But this side, from that NDB, this sector 6.5, there's those obstacles there. But of course we are going to be intercepting that right slope. So 2860 there, 40 ME, 3160, you can see that's quite close to the surface. Those step downs. So it's worth considering those obstacles there. But as long as we intercept, we don't descend below 2860. Unless we're within 40 ME. Alright, so that's another consideration. If we do something slightly abnormal, if we get vectored out this way, 10 mile finders, so bad to worry about. We've got higher MSAs here. It's just these that are pinging. It's that by the looks of things. There's some high terrain here. 27. Some quite high areas about. Wish an idea of. Looks like surrounding the airport. Getting on for getting dark when we arrive. was expecting them to get contacted by now, sort of take their airspace. So approach is 125. Is correct. Anyway, we are. Nope. So 1075 3080. Flight 14. But it's not. 63.5 ding. Ding seems, yeah. Ring 3. Picking up the VO now. Let's see ourselves inbound and land we 2.
Hotel Control, good looking in the area 31 Mike Kilo. Iberia 31 Mike Kilo. Bonsoir monsieur, you radar identified, proceed direct in une. Direct to Ninem. November, India, November, only for November. Iberia 31 Mike Kilo. Iberia 31 Mike Kilo, that is correct. Thank you very much.
Auto control, bonsoir monsieur, 2Jet 3762, flight level 360, just past Barbo, inbound Iram.
2Jet 3762, I call you back. Break, Luxair 3, Mike Bravo, wind 330 degrees 6 knots, runway 27, clear to land. Air France 8 Lima Mike, descent flight altitude 3000 feet, QNH 1013. Descent return state QNH 1013, Air France 8. 3Jet 3762, set squawk 5670 please.
5670, 2Jet 3762.
Control, good evening, EBCI-LFCR video, flight level 340 and direct Alpha Golf, November.
Easy 225, set squawk 5674.
5674 for a squawk for Easy 225.
2Jet 3762, new rider identified, proceed direct Bocno, Bravo Oscar, Kilo November Oscar.
Proceeding direct to Bocno, 2Jet 3762, thank you.
Bit of a bump there.
Zibo 2771, welcome to Bordeaux, waiting for you in 20 minutes. Bye-bye.
EBCI-5, is it okay if we deploy 5 units or back?
Blocked.
Easy 225, set squawk 5674.
So there's the airplane starts to depressurize.
5674 for EC 225.
That's why we don't say 4 easy 275. There's 2 4s in there.
Décimal 30, bon atterrissage, à bientôt, au revoir.
So I think we are picking up the NDB. Just about picking it up.
Ryanair 890 Lima, can we request vector back on approach?
Hello Kevin, good thanks. Made in time just for the descent.
Ryanair 890 Lima, turn right heading 090.
Turn right heading 090. Thank you very much, Ryanair 890 Lima. GT5, is it okay if we step away for around 15 minutes?
So, approaching 300.
Approved. The report went back in.
Okay, we'll report when we're back for ECTT traffic.
It's alright that you didn't miss much for the departure. Because seeing how VNAV performed, and it was quite good. A bit pitch happy, but I'm pretty sure it's down to the variable winds in X-plane.
32 gauche à Toulouse, Flight 6, Lima, reçu pour Qatar 6 unités Charlie. Et Qatar 6 unités Charlie, rappelez prêt à descendre à la descente.
So I'm going to select 100, and I think we're a little high there. Yeah, there's no wind coming. So let's give ourselves 100 and a VOR. Ready to level change so it doesn't do anything too kooky.
Ryanair 89 Lima, can we request a descent to 3000 feet?
And you'll see we're now above profile.
Ryanair 89 Lima, approved descent, flight altitude 3000
So,
feet, QNH.
We'll go 280 knots. That might actually be a little bit
Descent
key.
3000 feet and QNH is 1012, thank you very much.
Try 270, but bear in mind we've now got increased kinetic energy, so we're going to have to try and manage that. Let's go back on profile. You can use speed to get rid of any excess height, but it works quite well. This is not a turnaround though, Kevin, sorry I missed that while I was mucking about my profile. Oh, hello. There's a little bit of glitch hunting. Wind isn't really changing. Saying that, I don't think there was anything wrong with that VNAV profile. I just think we would end up too high. That's my absolute limit. So I think we might get bucked around a little bit as well. We're not going to get that arrival, but we can manage our energy. And hello, is that the wind changing?
Air France 8 Lima Mike.
Very good to see you. Sorry that it's so dark. I should have planned this a little bit better and a little bit earlier.
Right heading 120
But it's a properly let out in the middle of nowhere airport. Fun to go there for real. Anyway, 235 outbound. We've got we are set for the approach. What I'm going to do is keep that one. Get rid of that one. Keep the RMP just in case. But we need this runway for the lighting because it is dark.
Mike Bravo, welcome to Biarritz. Frequency change approved. Thanks for your visit tonight. Au revoir, bonne soirée.
Bouncing around. And the only thing I would say is speed can be more effective than speed brakes sometimes. You can see that we managed to get that 2,000 feet back. We want to be a little bit low because we've got some energy to get rid of. So, 75. 75, just in case. 308. 30. 235, 236, interesting. Move it back. Well, you can see the missed approach is straight ahead and you climb to MSA. So you don't hit anything. 308, glide slope check 3160 at 4. Check the height first, then the distance. 2093 on the barrow for my decision altitude.
Bordeaux, contrôle, bonsoir, humanitaire 2802, trompé vers le niveau 210. Humanitaire 2802, transpondeur 5663.
Passing 200.
Transpondeur 5663, humanitaire
A little bit
2802.
of bouncing around.
Air France 8, Lima Mike, turn right heading 230, intercept ILS runway 27, clear approach, report
Set
established.
down. So I'll just have a look at runway again. It's the runway width. 45 metres, so standard width runway, so it's should. Oh no, hang on, it's standard 65. Look. No, 45 is standard. Right. So it shouldn't look too odd. Obviously, if this was maybe a 36 metre runway, or 40 metres, it would look longer than it was.
Turn right, heading 27.
There's those lights popping again.
Right, heading 270, no worries, Ryanair 89
It's
Lima.
still doing okay, and it's the CPU that deals with those objects more than the GPU.
Air France 80 Mike, runway 27, wind 330 degrees, 6 knots, clean to land. Qatari 6 unité Charlie, prévoyez, continuez la descente, prévoyez 8000 pieds sur Massam. Pardon, prévoyez niveau 80 sur Massam. Qatari 6 unité Charlie, niveau 80 sur Massam.
I'm surprised this guy hasn't called us up to contact him, but I think we're actually just skirting down the outside of his airspace. Yes, we are. We are completely skirting around the outside of his sector, so let's 118125.
Fox India, 5 minutes des installations de Belmont pour un toucher, s'il vous plaît. C'est reçu, poursuivez, prévoyez une arrêt piste 30. On prévoit une arrivée piste 30 pour Fox India sur Belmont. Fox uniforme Romeo pour un détour sur le viaduc de Millau. C'est reçu, c'est approuvé, Fox Bravo uniforme Romeo. Fox uniforme Romeo, c'est approuvé, merci.
Good approach, bonsoir, monsieur, Ryanair 7 Delta X-ray. So there's a couple, one, good approach, bonsoir, monsieur, Ryanair 7 Delta X-ray.
Ryanair 7 Delta X-ray, sir, identified. Descent flight level 80.
Descent flight level 80, Ryanair 7 Delta X-ray.
Ryanair radar vectoring, continue present heading.
Radar vectors present heading, Ryanair 7 Delta X-ray. So that's why we always keep that there, heading select. And as we are going to get radar
Ryanair
vectors.
7 Delta X-ray, expect ILS runway 31.
Expect ILS 31, Ryanair 7 Delta X-ray, thanks. So we can put this back in. Okay, get rid of this. Okay, put that in. Got a discontinuity, that's fine. 4600 above. Can pop that on there, and we can
Fox
expect something like that.
11820. 11820, Fox Delta Romeo, merci pour service, au revoir.
So 80, we can start bringing the speed back.
Fox Bravo Julien, tournez qu'à 5 mm des installations de Saint-Afrique. Ce sera pour une verticale terrain et un cap 229. C'est reçu, poursuivez. Sibéravia 949, tournez à droite, cap 280, autorisé à approcher l'est, piste 31.
280 et on est autorisé sur l'IS 31.
So we don't need the arrival anymore. See, that got us back on profile, just that deceleration with no speed brake. So approaching 100. Phone's on silent. Let me know if you can still see outside. I'll try and set the lighting up so it's just about visible. Hello, that was a bit of a switch and pitch. heading select, but check it here, not over there. Bring it back to 240 as we approach 100. Present heading over the VOR, and he's probably going to give us something outbound. Didn't quite maintain 500 feet a minute there, which is what I would like to have seen.
Siberia 249, contactez Rodez Tour 118-120, merci Georges, à tout à l'heure.
Avec la tour 118-120, Siberia 249, avertisseur du terrain, kilo.
There's 100, we met the speed restriction.
Non, je pense qu'il y a un trafic à votre gauche.
It's on. 4 pumps on. Pressurization set. Phone's on silent.
Aïe. Désolé.
Des problèmes?
I have no idea what's going on. I need to expand my aviation French.
Fox Uniforme Romeo, vertical viaduc de Millau. Je vire vers le terrain de Millau pour un passage vertical Millau. Uniforme Romeo. Uniforme Romeo, c'est reçu, poursuivez. Uniforme Romeo, je poursuis. Ryanair 7 Delta X-ray descente altitude 4000 feet, QNH 1014.
Descend altitude 4,000 feet, QNH 1014, Ryanair 7 Delta X-ray. Set, checked, 4,000, and we'll just maintain that because I'm not quite sure. I think we can go back to level change. Okay, maybe we can't actually, looking at the profile. No, the profile is not quite picking that up. Still picking up that 100 restriction from earlier. Thousand feet a minute gives us a little bit of a margin as well. So that we've got a little bit of flexibility to reduce thrust, go down and slow down.
Fox India en finale, piste 30 sur Belmont. Je souhaiterais utiliser la gazonnée. Est-ce que c'est possible, s'il vous plaît? Tout à fait possible, Fox India, autorisé toucher gazonnée 30.
So I'm going to now reduce this background, just because we want to be 4.6 there. So we're looking a little bit low. There we are.
Je souhaiterais faire un toucher sur Saint-Afrique Belmont de Fox India. C'est reçu, poursuivez numéro 2. Je poursuis numéro 2. Par contre, il n'y a pas de signal sur le terrain encore. Fox
Oh,
India.
he has vectored us below MSA. Which is
Fox Bravo Juliette, on arrive vertical de Saint-Afrique et on prend le cap 229 direction Castres. C'est reçu, poursuivez.
must be paying some level of attention to us, but it give us a descent.
Ryanair 7 Delta X-ray tourne à right heading 270.
Right heading 270, Ryanair 7 Delta X-ray. Where's that going to take us?
Sur le terrain de Fox India, je me reporte en vente arrière
Quite
droite.
interesting.
C'est reçu. Fox Ryanair Delta X-ray clear island approach runway 31, report established.
Cleared ILS runway 31, Wilco, Ryanair 7 Delta X-ray. So he's clearing us for an interceptor from there. Okay, that's not too bad. Just about managed that. Okay.
Montée initiale pour Fox India, nous poursuivons vers
It's going to
Castres.
be
Fox India, c'est reçu.
38 degree intercept.
Fox Mike India, vous désirez une approche directe sur la 30 droite?
Bit of peg.
Négatif, je suis presque vertical, donc je vais faire une vente arrière main
1006
droite.
there,
Et
'cause
pose 3 touchés.
It's definitely vectored us all around the houses, but at least in this configuration, we are able to come back to the upspeed. Not going to do it just yet though.
Fox Bravo Juliette, contactez Toulouse approche 129 300, à bientôt.
I think that's more like it.
Fox Bravo Juliette, je contacte Toulouse sur 129 300, merci pour le contrôle, à bientôt.
À bientôt. Occidental Charlie, visuel sur Saint-Afrique, ce sera pour un toucher d'intégration directe de piste 33.
Foxidia Charlie, approche direct piste 30 droite,
Certainly
autorisé
making me a
toucher
little bit
bancal.
twitchy, the fact that we're this close to terrain.
Autorisé toucher, Occidental Charlie.
Foxidia,
like
Foxidia,
from outside.
contactez Toulouse, approche 129 décimales 300, à bientôt.
On contacte Toulouse approche sur 129 décimales 300, Fox Foxidia, à bientôt et merci.
So we can see the airport, but oh boy, are we low. I mean, it's continuous descent at least.
2,500.
The ident Romeo Delta Echo ES 308 ES 20 miles.
Foxback India, rappelez
Let's
fin
bring
de
it back
vent
to
arrière main
300
droite.
feet a minute.
Je rappelle fin de vent arrière main droite, Foxback India.
Altimeter setting.
Oh, we're good. Quite sure why that's coming up.
Occidental Charlie, repli de gaz et on va faire un tour de piste main droite pour toucher piste 33, c'était trop rapide.
C'est reçu Fox India,
About
c'est
2
numéro
minutes to
2,
run.
le précédent
Bring
en
it back
début
to
de vent
220
arrière.
initially.
Je serai numéro 2, le précédent est en
Speeds
début de
are still
vent
the
arrière,
same,
Fox India,
which is
Charlie.
good. Somewhat unpleasant. Interesting vectoring. We could have done with a base leg and then turn in a bit closer. See how long it takes to slow down even with this. I don't want to slow down too much, I really want to be flap 1 here, so let's come to the upspeed now, 210. They really don't care about noise abatement out here, do they? Definitely waking up the peasants.
Relais approche de Fox Bravo Mike.
Il vous écoute, Bravo Mike.
Le Bravo Mike à 4000 pieds, visuel sur l'installation de Millau Larzac, vertical dans 1 minute 30 environ.
C'est reçu, poursuivez un Cessna en fin de vent arrière main droite.
Cessna, fin de vente arrière, main droite, reçu Fox Bravo Mike. Pas de visuel pour le moment.
Fox Mike India, vent calme, piste 30, autorisé toucher.
Autorisé toucher, piste 30, Fox Mike India.
That looks like an aeroplane. I'm going to see him on TCAS. Now we haven't been cleared for the approach. I think it's going to be a bit of a challenge. Let's select flap 1 now so that we're nice and early. 12 miles to go. Flap 1 match speed by 10 miles. Have been cleared. We need to intercept before we descend. We've been descended below the MSA,
1,000 to
which
go.
is scary.
Fox uniforme Roméo, je vire vers Saint-Afrique.
Idents.
C'est reçu,
ILS is
poursuivez.
tuned and identified. Localizers alive.
Et Roméo, je poursuis.
Should capture. It has captured. We can arm approach. I'm going to go flap 5 at this point.
Occidental Charlie, fin de vente arrière, pour un toucher piste 30.
There we go, through the localizer.
India Charlie numéro 2, le précédent en courte finale, piste 30.
Numéro 2, Occidental Charlie.
Les trafics en visuel, un DR400.
J'ai le trafic en visuel, Occidental Charlie.
C'est parfait, maintenez séparation. Rappelez finale, piste 30.
Je
There we
maintiens
are.
séparation, je rappelle.
Nicely
finale,
stable.
Piste 30, Occidental Charlie.
Runner 7 Delta X-ray established. ILS 318 miles.
Arrêt 7 Beta X-ray contact Rodes Tower 118 decimal 120, bye bye.
Tower 118.120, merci pour le service, Ryanair 7 Delta X-ray.
Check.
Tower, good evening, Ryanair 7 Delta X-ray, established ILS 317 miles.
Ryanair 7 Delta X-ray, Rodez Tower, good evening, number 2, continue approach, runway 31.
Continue approach, number 2, Ryanair 7 Delta X-ray. Hopefully that little thing in front of us might be a puddle jumper that's going to vacate before we are. This could be fun. If we had them on TCAS, it would be nice to know how far away they were. I'm going to go gear down, flap 15 early. Match speed. Speed brake armed. Water brake 3, gear down 3 green, holding on the landing flap. Start switch is continuous, cabin secured. Vehicles checked.
Mike Alpha Romeo, what is to?
Did he go? Did he crash? No, sorry.
Ryanair 7 Delta X-ray, wind 220 degrees, 2 knots, runway 31, clear to land.
Clear land, runway 3 run, Ryanair 7 Delta X-ray, merci. Hopefully they won't pop up on the runway again. Be meeting. 3160 for DME, yes, we're on the right glide slope.
1,000.
So we will hold flap 25, 144 for flap 40. That'll be a little bit late, we are VMC.
Approaching 3-1.
Okay, well we're stable by 500, which is the amber band. We'll be stable if the auto throttle kicks in.
500.
Definitely out of trim there.
400.
See, with a narrow runway with no centre line, it does look like a sort of very dark void.
300.
A little bit high.
Approaching minimums.
Keep the aeroplane
200.
coming down without going over 1,000 feet a minute.
Minimums.
Continue.
100.
Stand on the brakes.
50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Long landing, long landing, 4,000 feet remaining.
So let's see how water brake does. Going to get that margin. Very difficult to tell. The airplane looks like it's comfortably going to stop. I didn't even have to touch the brakes. So manual braking versus stowed. Something of a challenge. Now we've got to try and turn around on this pad over here. Which is actually quite difficult to see. I'm not even sure if there is a pad here.
Ryanair 7 Delta X-ray, welcome to Rodez, backtrack runway 13, vacate first left.
Backtrack 13, vacate first left, Ryanair 7 Delta X-ray. So there should be a pan here, but there isn't, so we managed to get round on the runway, which was good.
On runway 13.
So we can get the retracts up. See the taxiway down here. I'm going to start the APU now because it's a pretty short taxi. Sponder's still on, of course. And what does the can Zibo say about that landing? Great, yeah, well, it was a bit long. It wasn't ideal. So 10 knots, sadly, because it is a 90-degree turn. Ryanair 7 Delta X-ray, runway vacated.
Bonsoir.
Rodesto de Fox, Juliet Tango Zulu Papa, Madame Jets, Sky Ranger parking pour un vol VFR à
His mic is awful.
Fox Zulu Papa, transpondeur 70-05, prévoyez sortie Sierra Alpha, Sierra.
70-05 transpondeur et on prévoit sortie Sierra Alpha, Sierra Fox Zulu Papa.
Ryanair 7 Delta X-ray, taxi to the stand of your choice.
Stand by choice, thanks Ryanair 7 Delta X-ray.
Fox Zulu Papa correct, dès que prêt, roulez de piste.
There's an aeroplane
Roulez point
parked in a
d'avance,
hangar
piste
there.
31. Vérifiez le micro si possible, ça sature un petit peu.
C'est bien reçu pour le micro, on vérifie ça, on roule au fin d'attente piste 31 Zulu Papa.
So why don't we go for stand 2, seeing as that's the first one available. I've unlocked my thrust levers. Bad. Of course, in reality, you'd have the lights off. Have to keep them on so we can see. Oh, wrong way. With a differential thrust. Yeah, that wasn't the best. Bit of parking. You know what? I'll do though. Pretty sketchy. So, brake set. Brakes were not too warm. Transponder can go to standby. Release the crew, we've got the APU on. Now it's 25 minutes after leaving and it's night time. 2 blues, red, engine's dead. Ladies and gents, welcome to wherever the hell we are. Rodez. Where the landing rate was 163, yes, I'll take that, even with that float. Smart car says 160, I'll take that as well. So we can get rid of that, get rid of Project Fly, and no GPU yet. Oh, I'll tell you why, because you need to get those off, I was too busy faffing them. The punter's out. Let's see if we do get ground power. We do not, so let's get the GPU on. GPU's on the bus, APU can go off in a minute. That is us. Parked up, very badly. It is difficult to park in without the peripheral vision, and certainly without the marsh there. Definitely have helped. Lovely explained lighting, you can see the very subtle difference between the green, hardly see the red, and not bad little airport. Bit basic.
passe avant 220 degrés, 2 piste 31, autorité décollage, rapide, ira à LFA, 3600 centimes.
On s'aligne en décolle piste 31, on rappelle Sierra 4500 pieds, faut que ça joue pas.
And we've used 1.6 in each. So, let's have a look at the replay. It's not going to be that great. At least I've shut the doors this time. Right, so Delta X-ray shutting down. Thank you for the service. Have a good night. Bye. Very nice. Thank you. Something different. Nice to have traffic. Nice to have some ATC. That looks like a bit interesting. Did I leave the wing lights on? Strobe effects as well, they're really good. That wasn't bad. It wasn't, yeah, it was, I wouldn't say it was buttered, because buttered is super smooth, but 160 on a runway like this, in the dark, this giant black hole was pretty good. Guys, thanks for watching. B Divin do hello my friend. Thanks for joining. I'm sorry I can't. As you saw, there was a little bit here, but I think mine is due to the weather. And I've only experienced it once after a turnaround, and I haven't done a turnaround since. So unfortunately, not really in a position to be of much use for troubleshooting. Maybe I'll plan a turnaround at some point. Oh, thanks, Rick. Well, I'll just practice, my friend, get the visual circuits in, practice those landings, and don't chase it. You know, we were landing long there, could have gone around, but we had just about enough runway left. We were still down in the touchdown zone. If you try and get the airplane on the ground and you try and fight it, if you try and flare too much as well, if you flare it like a GA aeroplane, it will balloon. So you have to be really conscious of pulling back on the controls a little bit, but you're selecting a new attitude and still flying it onto the ground, and it's only as the speed reduces that you're keeping the attitude the same. You're not flaring it per se, just only doing what you need to keep the attitude constant and allow the airplane to continually fly onto the ground. So that's all I can say really, and just look at the far end of the runway. Now with a place like this where you've just got the edge lights, it's you can lose a bit of depth perception. That's why I said if it was a narrow runway you would get the illusion that you were too high, and that's quite difficult to fight. It was bad enough trying to fight that. We ended up slightly out of trim and just a bit high on the latter stages of the approach, which was less than ideal. So yeah, a bit more practice required for me. Anyway guys, thanks for watching as always. Thanks for joining. Give it a thumbs up. I thought it was pretty good. and I don't know what I'm going to be up to tomorrow. Probably some more FSE stuff, getting the SR-22 again, because I quite like the aeroplane. I'd quite like to try the Premier jet, but there's no freeware for that, only payware. And, yeah, I think the SR-22 is a nice bit of kit, good fun, quite quick, bit better than the 172. So yeah, we've got that to look forward to. But like I say, thanks very much for joining. For now, it's good night. Take care. Hope to see you again soon. Bye bye for now.